morning, Mayor.
Good morning, Jess.
Thanks for joining us.
Glad to be here.
All right, so this morning we are talking about the importance of education and how we continue to improve it year over year. What do we need to know?
Well, first of all, we need to know that in county general government, there's nothing that we fund that's more important to us than public education. And we have to give our young people an opportunity to be successful and get more resources into the classroom. And that's what we're attempting to do in this year's budget. So looking forward to seeing the outcomes.
So you've stated in the past that raising taxes is a last resort.
Absolutely.
So explain, why you're suggesting this as a revenue or as an opportunity to increase our education opportunities.
Well, Jess, as I've said many, many times, it is a last resort, and I'm no fan of taxes whatsoever, but we've asked our new superintendent, Brian Johnson, when he came here, to tighten up his belt, and he did. He also presented to us a long-term strategic plan, which has been very helpful, and so we're seeing successes and increases in our academic scores and things of that nature. So he's gotten us to a great level, but in order to continue to progress, he needs additional resources in the classroom.
It takes a partnership to be effective.
Absolutely.
Effective, I should say. And I think we're going to talk to Mr. Johnson or Dr. Johnson a little bit later this week, but kind of talk about how that partnership has grown and blossomed over the year.
Well, he's only been here about 18 or 19 months, and I was probably one of the first people that was introduced to him, and we've got a great relationship. He's a man of integrity, somebody that I have a lot of confidence in and trust. Very intelligent individual who has a plan. He came here, he's got a vision and a plan, and he's just trying to act upon that because he wants to get us to a level where we've never been before in this county. I think he's the right guy to do that.
So correct me if I'm wrong, but right now schools are averaging around 60% of our annual budget. Is that right around the correct figure?
You're real close, about 61% of our operating budget, and then there's an additional about 4% of capital projects, so about 65% of the overall budget.
So what do you think, and Dr. Johnson can probably talk to this a little bit later in the week as he joins us, but this slight increase, how big of a difference is that going to make?
Well, I mean, there's a number of things that he's going to be able to address with this. And what I always like to say, Jess, that really excites me about this particular budget. If you got students that are overachieving, are doing very well, extremely well, there's something in here for this budget to push them further for post-secondary or either to get certificates or whatever. And then the issue that we have with some of our underachieving students, there's something in the budget in adding literacy as a primary function and then something in between for everyone. So what's excited me about this budget from the very beginning is it's right across the board can helps everyone in our school system. All 44,000 of our students are going to get an opportunity with this particular budget.
And with the increase, and it is just a very slight tax increase, in my opinion, it's very slight. Break down the numbers a little bit for us. You're more of a number guy than I am, so I'll let you do it.
Sure, I'll be glad to. I mean, basically we use the average, and it's pretty conservative because it's a little less than $200,000 is the average home price here in Hamilton County. But a $200,000 home, for example, costs about $14.17 a month. Or $170 a year. So again, and it goes up about $7 per 100,000. So $300,000 would be $21 a month. So again, I mean, I don't want anybody to think that I'm not very conscious of the impact it may have on elderly people or small business. We certainly take all that into consideration. But I think we're at the crossroads with public education. And we have to ask ourselves, as a community, are we where we want to be with public education? And if your answer is no, what Dr. Johnson is laying out is something that can help us get to where we expect to be, which is to offer our young people an opportunity in the future.
Right. There has to be a vehicle for the changes we want to see to take effect.
Absolutely. We hear from employers all the time about the issues they have trying to get a workforce. Our unemployment rate's just at 2.6%. So the pickings are very slim out there. So, it's incumbent upon us with all the success we've had with recruiting businesses and creating jobs, we have to be able to create that workforce. These young people are our future.
It all starts somewhere, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
All right, well, Mayor, thanks so much for joining us
Thank
this
you.
morning. And I know, I think my producer told me that I think tomorrow Dr. Johnson is going to be in. So I know he's going to be able to elaborate a little bit more on this education plan. And I personally cannot wait to continue to see more. And I hope we talk to you again here in just a little bit. I'll tell Chip you said hello.
Tell
I know
him.
he wanted to see you so bad.
Good man.
All right, guys, thanks so much for joining us this morning. If you want more information, you can always visit them online at hamiltontn.gov. And I'm sure that you can always send a letter or an email, and somebody from your office will answer all the questions as well.
Well, generally I do, but it's just the county mayor at
Perfect.
hamiltontn.gov.
All right, thank you. We'll talk to you again soon, and we'll see you tomorrow on Let's Chat.